just for you. You just know it is true. Where are we now?
Oh, my seatbelt's locked. We're back at Garrick's place. This is Garrick. Welcome to another video. We are in the 1Ms. I guess what I want to say is, A, I'm grateful that we get to take this thing out because it doesn't see a ton of road time. It's in extremely pristine condition.
Although it does get driven.
It does get driven,
like
of course.
Some of your subscribers.
Some people get angry that a car from 2011 has such low miles. They think it should be driven more. Everyone always thinks whatever you do is not right. So
I don't think you need to daily a car
to enjoy it. Yeah.
In fact, I think you maybe appreciate it a little bit more when you revisit the experience. You know?
Hey, I'm with you. People tell me all the time that I don't drive my M3. So tell me, we were talking earlier about my car versus this car. I mean, in my mind, they're similar, but they're really not similar at all. This is, I mean, tell me about it. It's the M54 engine, twin turbo, short wheelbase, really light, and rear wheel drive with a manual. I mean, it's a crazy enthusiast car.
And a faster steering rack. That's probably one of the things that people maybe don't consider as often as maybe they should when they talk about these cars.
Right.
Because that really, really adds to the agility of this.
Right. No, I mean, I've seen you kind of do a couple little maneuvers, you know, not anything reckless, but just going around potholes and stuff like that. I mean, it's very agile. But the low weight, I mean, how much does this car weigh?
I think they're about 3,200, 3,300, somewhere in there.
The power to weight is definitely spot on.
The torque, the weight, the gearing, the diff, all this stuff kind of works together.
Yeah, so what about the diff? Is it limited slip?
Yeah.
Okay, so
it's the same thing as you have in the M3.
Okay.
It's all that, same subframes, you know, front to rear, all that stuff is identical to what you have.
Yeah.
It's just in a, smaller package.
Yeah. Definitely quite an experience being the passenger.
Yeah, I can imagine.
In a car like this, which gets squirrely pretty quick.
But it is catchable. You just have to anticipate, being there for it. I'd rather have it kind of look darty because you do a early correction and don't let it all hang out.
There's a deer, holy crap.
Yeah, and a little one.
There's the deer, guys, holy crap. Oh, there's a baby.
Yeah. So cute, but not something you necessarily want to encounter.
Yeah.
You can hear things.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Oh, I like the way it sounds.
It's a different sound. Isn't it?
I mean, it's not like my V8, but it sounds really nice.
No, I think it's got that E46 M3 kind of rasp.
Yeah.
Which wasn't the intent going into it, but it's a hybrid.
So what is done? I mean,
so it's Akrapovic downpipes and mids, and then the factory 1M back, like axle back.
Okay.
With a custom adapter from Burn Stainless because the Acra mid pipe, I want to say it's like 3 inch. It's pretty big.
Okay.
And then. So it's not compatible with the factory donut and all that stuff. So had to have it custom made and all that. So, but it works. Doesn't leak. It sounds good. Fits great.
Yeah.
All that, so.
Yeah. So this thing has a few other mods too. I mean, this thing goes. I mean, the funny thing is that these cars stock are very fast, very quick. Just the power to weight is, like I mentioned, like 5 times. It's so good.
It's good, but when it's not exceptional. You could always want just a little bit more. And I will say it's smooth.
Yeah.
And I can understand maybe why BMW did what they did. This car can be a rolling axe murder with a lot of power.
Right.
I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, the combination of that big power, immediate torque, short wheelbase, quick steering. I mean, you can get yourself into some trouble.
Yeah.
It's like every year it's that kind of...
It's ready to slide around a little bit.
But I think it's the perfect balance of power for this chassis, the way it's got set up.
Yeah.
It's enough that it's fun, but it's not just such an absurd amount of power that you're overpowering everything.
And it's a lot of it seems pretty usable. I mean, the low-end torques, I mean, you can have fun around town, getting on the highway, doing all the normal activities. You're not afraid you're gonna throw it into a wall or something like that. I mean, especially when you know what you're doing.
Midway up through third gear, traction is there. So
There, yeah.
So it is not a quiet car.
I mean, it's, if you wanted to drive it around town, if you wanted to drive it with your family, I feel like besides the fact that it's small, you definitely could. I don't think it's so loud that it's, you know, unusable. But I'm also used to something that's loud. Yes, all RPMs, it sounds good. It sounds nice.
There's this, you know, again, the thing is that there's this no point in revving the snot out, you know. If you just get that through your head, that there's no reason to do it.
Right.
And you just short shift, it's fine. And it's probably going to be good for the turbos and everything too, because you're not just dumping a bunch of heat through everything.
Right.
I mean, my oil temp is factory right now. I mean, it's about 240.
Right.
And you know, it's fine.
Right.
And it's not like it's cool out.
It's pretty hot today, and earlier too. I mean, it was hot. It was sun out, over 90 degrees probably. As extreme as you can call it, it's still like a really good balance of like usable power. Looks good, has decent technology, it's comfortable. It's not a rough ride or anything.
How does it ride compared to yours?
It's not that far off. If I do the most aggressive setting, like my dampers are the most aggressive as possible. This is E60 M5, wow. E10, jeez. If I do the most aggressive suspension, mine is more rough than this.
Yours EDC car?
Yeah, it's EDC, so I have the dampers. But if I do normal mode, it's about the same. Yeah, I like the turbos.
Yeah.
It sounds nice.
So when you're driving it, you know, normal, and this is all with it in kind of its stock mode. So you can go into, you know, the M mode, which is just makes the car. It's not. I don't think it's any more powerful, but the responsiveness. I mean,
the throttle.
That's
the same throttle. Yeah.
That was same throttle position.
Right.
Just hitting the button. It does better once in a while. I think it's the interrupt from when it starts losing traction and then MDM comes in and cuts ignition, but it's still got a little extra fuel in there, and then it pops.
That's cool.
It does sound cool stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like it's like a little beastly quarantine.
But no, your guys' cars they're loud. They're loud.
You have a V8 that you take out the primary cats and stuff like that. I mean, it'll. If you did, do you have downpipes on this thing?
Yeah.
Man, that's catless.
Yeah. Fully. But it's also a turbo motor, so you've got kind of two mufflers.
That's true.
Constantly spooling.
But I had downpipes on my 335, and I remember it being louder than this. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why it would be so different. being the passenger, you know. Yeah, man. Oh, 1M 2011, low mileage, pristine, and it has a few mods on it. So this thing is like, it was a blast to ride in. I mean, this thing kicks you in the ass. It'll get away from, I believe it'll get away from you if you don't respect it, right?
I mean, this was in the Euro MDM mode, so you can imagine if you turned it all the way off and you weren't careful, that yeah, it could bite you.
Right.
The car is driven.
I mean, we're driving in it right now, so anytime someone says it's not driven,
yeah.
don't worry about it. All right, that's a good place to end, guys. Thank you again for watching. If you don't know what we're talking about the other video, tour of his garage, the official tour, my first time going to the 5-car garage and checking it out and getting kind of a story behind all the cars there. So there will be more to come. And thanks for stopping in, and I will see you next time.